This is the Beats and Balls Show. That guy Ken. JR, the Beatmaker. Mr. Chris.
Assemble. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Beats and Balls Show, the alternative sports entertainment podcast injecting some objectivity and humour into the sports that we love. As you know by now, we stick strictly to the culture around the sports, and this week we will be diving deep into that culture. I'm JR, and as ever, I'm joined by that guy Ken. How's it going, man?
I'm so good. I'm really good.
You good?
April is going to be an amazing month for me. I've just got that feeling. It's got that tingles. Yeah, those tingles.
Yes, man. I like to hear it. I must confess, I'm feeling the same, man. It's going to be good.
Nice.
Be good. And the man who's responsible for scheduling, if you're wondering why you don't get more of these, it's Mr. Crisp. What's good, man?
Everything's good. Busy.
All good? Yeah.
Busy.
Okay.
That's what it's about, man. The grind, the hustle. We're on it. So in today's episode, we will be discussing the value of football fan media. How has it changed the landscape of football, and what does it mean for us as fans going forward? To help us, we'll be joined by Flex, the presenter of the United Stand, one of the biggest fan channels around. And as always, we'll be bringing the show to a close with our regular game of Baller of the Week, where me and Ken each select a person who has been outstanding in their field, and Mr. Crisp will be playing judge. But before we get into any of that, we will be discussing the socials. So firstly, I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on the passing of Claude. Obviously best known for his appearances on AFTV. For a lot of people, he'll probably be remembered most for his sort of angry, passionate rants. But I feel like breaking it down, everyone that's been speaking about him has just said like how much of a lovely guy he was. Just really kind-hearted, always had time for everyone. It's just really sad to know that he's not going to be able to see Arsenal play again. So I just wanted to give him a brief moment and just say, yeah, rest in peace, Claude.
Rest in peace. Sergio Aguero is leaving Man City.
Oh, I know, man. I know. That hit me.
Aguero! Which to me is still the most dramatic finish ever
of a Premier League. We've had this discussion of a Premier League season.
We're allowed opinions, aren't we?
We are, but mine. Okay, but football didn't start in '92, Carl.
But that's mine.
You should well know that.
But that's mine.
Okay, all right, man. But it will not be the most epic end to a league season. I maintain Anfield '89 every time. But
Aguero is mine. Okay.
Okay. All right, man. That's fine.
We're allowed difference of opinion, aren't we?
I mean, we are going to get into that. We're going to get into people sharing their opinions online and how the football world is changing. So should we get on with it?
Gonna miss that silver haircut, though.
Huh?
Gonna miss that silver hairstyle he had, though.
I mean, I've always liked him as a player, but I just don't want him to beat any records or anything. That's just me being petty. Aguero.
Oh, well. What record?
It's just like goal records and everything. I just don't like it because like Henry should be up there and Shearer should be up there, and it should never ever change ever. That's it.
Look, at the end of the day, someone like Harry Kane is looking to beat Shearer's record. I think that's the one as in the highest goal scoring. Kane is after that record, and I think when he moves this summer, and as I've been saying to everybody, he is moving this summer. If he stays at Tottenham, he's a fool. He has to move. I think Harry Kane is looking to. Sorry?
Harry Kane's too good for Tottenham.
100%. Fully agree with that. Even Tottenham supporters know that.
Yeah. I've spoken to Tottenham fans. They know that it's better for him, and it's better for them as well if he goes, because they need to get as much money in as they can and try and almost like Bale take two, but do it right this time. If you know what I mean.
Exactly. But I don't know if Jose Mourinho can be their manager without Harry Kane, though, because what's he going to bring, though? What's he going to do? But
I mean, Jose's washed anyway, man. It don't matter who he's got in his team. He ain't winning nothing. and one of Sergio Aguero's last acts will be to sentence them to another trophy this year. So, I'll take that. I'm happy with that.
What about Haaland? Erling Haaland. Am I saying it right? Erling Haaland?
Erling, I think. Well, he plays for Dortmund, isn't it? So the odds on would
he's a monster.
How old is he? He's like 19 or something.
He's 20.
20.
Whatever league
he's
he
ridiculous.
Goes to, he's going to tear it up. Look at him.
He's a monster, man. He's an absolute beast. It's going to be interesting in a few years, like who's going to be talked about as the better player, Mbappe or Haaland? Because Mbappe's got a few years on him, isn't he?
He has, but Mbappe's not deadly in front of goal.
No, but the progression.
Haaland is.
But see, that's the thing, because of the stages that they're at in their career. Like
exactly.
there is a chance that Haaland may not hit the heights. We could be speaking way too soon. Like he's got so much about him, but he's got so many more years that he needs to keep progressing and keep working on his game.
But the funny thing, you know what I find funny? Yeah, people are saying this about Mbappe. Like, what? Well, because Haaland is out there, you think Mbappe is not as good anymore? Mbappe is still a beast.
No.
I think it's a beast, but you just watch in terms of how clinical they are. And
one plays for France and PSG, the other one plays for Dortmund and Norway. So it's going to be a it's going to be a skewed decision. I think.
But I'm talking about the club form, because that's kind of their birthplaces,
right? Okay.
Kind of it. But look at their club form, or even look at them in front of goal. If you look at the amount of chances that Haaland takes to score a goal in comparison to Mbappe, I just think I love Mbappe. I think in terms of all-round football ability, he's a better player.
Okay, right.
But when it comes to doing the job, sticking the ball in front of the goal, on the efficiency, Haaland just seems. I look at him as like, this guy doesn't need much, does he? He doesn't need much.
I feel like Mbappe's just got more of the sort of the traditional glamour kind of signing about him. Obviously, if any club signs him, like it's an amazing transfer to go over the line. But
I think obviously right now, I think Madrid want him to be the Benzema replacement. But I think if Mbappe goes to Madrid, then Barcelona have to sign Haaland. They have to pull out everything to sign him, because right now, with everything that's going wrong with Barcelona, they need that new marquee signing to actually bring people back there.
Yeah, they're in the mud right now.
Yeah, it's not Griezmann. It's not, what's the other guy's name? What's the other one that just Dembele. Dembele is not it. Like, they have so many players that right now Barcelona are going to sell. They have to sell them this summer. They have so many problems there. But I want to see both Mbappe and Haaland in the Prem. I would love that.
Oh, man. All right. Which clubs?
Haaland at City. Mbappe at Chelsea, yeah.
Oh, that would be tasty.
But I'm not being funny, yeah. Any player, I love both of these players, yeah. But if either of them went to Liverpool, I'm hating them for the rest.
Have you always hated Liverpool, or has Carl made you hate Liverpool?
I've always hated Liverpool. You know what? It's not even like I said. It's not. I've always said this to people. It's not because of the club. It's the fans. It's the fans.
Oh man.
I'm saying. I know it sounds a bit harsh, but man, the fans. Anyway, moving on. But I don't want any of this. I keep seeing you know what? I keep seeing Harry Kane going to United. I can see Harry Kane going to United. I can see Haaland going to City, and I can see Mbappe going to Chelsea.
Yeah, that scares me, man. The fact that all three of what you just said is fairly feasible.
What happens at Arsenal in that picture?
That's why I'm scared, man. That's why I'm scared. We need to secure Ødegaard and hope for the best. That's all I can say.
This is the Beats and Balls Show.
So there was once a time when football fans would leave a stadium, go to the pub and talk about the game. And I'm not even talking about lockdown times, none of that. But way before any of that, the only places you'd hear raw, unfiltered football opinion would be on the terraces and in the pub. And then came the rise of fan media. Nowadays, fans have the opportunity to have their voices heard on platforms that are rivaling the mainstream for views, which means that you have a world of football content at your fingertips 24/7. So how then has this changed the landscape of football? To discuss this and so much more, as you already know by now, we are joined by Flex. How's it going, man?
Yes, what's happening, man? Thanks for having me, man. I'm good.
Nice.
Do you
man.
have like a road name? Like, do people like do gun fingers? Like,
Flex is just a DJ name that my mum gave to me when I was 11, and I've just stuck with me.
You allowed to DJ at 11? Your family's different.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know, Jamaicans, them, you know what I mean, sound system from early, that's it, you have to learn.
Man, 11 o'clock. At 11, I think all I was doing was reading books and begging my mom to go out just to go and even play football on road, but different lifestyle.
No, yeah.
Music from early, innit?
100%.
Flex is the big time YouTuber.
Oh, true. Okay.
That wasn't it.
Early then. I get it.
So, Flex, to kick off then on the topic of fan media, from your perspective, what do you think it is that keeps people coming back?
It's multifaceted, isn't it? Like, I think it depends what you personally, what meets your criteria. Mm-hmm. So don't get me wrong, I believe that there are people who watch it because they do love shouting, swearing, adversity, the rawness of it. They do enjoy that. And some people like those kind of characters. And then that kind of leads into some of the credibility around it, which we'll talk about. But what I think it is that raw, unfiltered opinion that is so alternative to what you may see on TV. When you look at mainstream media, these are trained people a lot of the time, unless they're ex pros or something like that. These are people who have gone on studied journalism or come from that area, and the way that they deliver their opinion. But often, sometimes they don't even really give their opinion, and if they do give it, like you say, if you're a fan of that club, it's very unfiltered, and that's another. It's very filtered, but that's another big thing of why people do it as well. I love it. Is because when you watch fan opinion, it is exactly what it says it is. It's from fans. Do you know what I mean? And when you're emotionally invested into a football club, there's no one that's more emotionally invested into a football club than a fan. There just isn't. So if you're a pundit who deep down you support Spurs, but you're covering Man United or you're covering Arsenal or you're covering whoever, like a lot of pundits genuinely do, you don't get that raw, unfiltered, undivided attention on that specific team. And I feel like when you watch a fan channel or you watch different fan media, when you get a person talking about their team, often the opinion that they give and how they give it is that raw, real feel. And I think that's what draws people to it.
I think, I think Roy Keane actually does that for every team. He just hates everyone.
Roy Keane is a one-off. Roy Keane is a one-off.
He's that one
just
guy.
Hates everyone.
Roy,
but then even Roy Keane, I feel like, again, he enjoys it. You know what I mean? Like he actually really likes that whole... Nah, this person's not very good at that. He just likes it. That's just Roy Keane. You know what I mean? But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, he don't care about stir and shit.
Exactly.
He reminds me of somebody who, like in wrestling, they have those characters. They're always going to be the villain,
the hero.
Yes.
Yeah. He's that like, yes. I don't care. I'm just a villain in this.
Yeah.
And you'll pay me handsomely to.
But he plays it so well, and you love him for it.
So well.
You've got to love him for it. So, do you think it's obviously been a few years, like you've been at the United Stand and everything. Is that kind of the reason why you got into it in the first place then, to provide that kind of rawness?
I got into it completely by accident. The real story is I went to go and start a YouTube channel about DJing, about music. I wanted to do it. And somebody I went to ask about that said, before we sit and talk about this, I know a guy who's actually got a United channel. It's quite small, but they're looking to add an extra layer to it. And try and get some raw opinion from the ground after the games. And I was like, it's not really for me. I love Man United. I watch my football and